It absolutely does not want to cooperate with us, small dog, does it? Nope. No, it does not. I don't like how yellow this light is. That's going to bother me. So I need to fix that. Woo! That's much better. Much better now. Ugh. Why won't you work? Why won't you work? Why won't my Subaru start? Google has all of the answers all of the time, right? Right? That's just how this works. Google always has the answers. At least as far as I think they have all the answers. Boop. What's going on, guys? Alexander, Wayne, Rishi, Cole, Joey, what's popping, you guys? Javier. Why no start? You tell me, Rishi. That's why I went to Google. That's why I came to Google, man. What are the symptoms you're experiencing? Crank, no start. That's all I can tell you. No check engine lights. Crank, no start. Thanks for the ring gap tips. Hey, anytime. Dude, did you try rubbing it and calling him daddy? I did. Fortunately, no luck. No luck there calling it daddy. You have spark? We have spark. We got fuel. We got air. We got all of it. But it don't want to start. Mine just started the whole not wanting to start thing. Welcome to the party, Senor Chris. Welcome to the party. I made it. Jared, what up, dude? It's a super clean pick. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Just check the basics and see where you... That's what I've done. We have air. We have fuel. We have spark. But we have no start. We have no start. Matt, you tried getting to start nothing? Nothing. I suspect it might be the spark plug wires. Matt and I were fiddling with it the other day. And we took his SRT4's spark plug wires and tried sticking them on the Subaru. And they fit up a lot better. Not necessarily size or lengthwise. But it won't start. So I hopped on Amazon earlier and I bought some OEM Subaru spark plug wires for a naturally aspirated car just to try to get it started. So... hopefully it works. Hopefully it works. Also, welcome to the membership program. Member for 2 months. Hello! Triple AKA Noah. What up, dude? Crank cam signal. Both there. The dash is reading crank. And we have voltage coming off the cam. So all that's still working. Have you seen the spark with your own eyes? Matt! Yes. Off of one of the coils that I did earlier, yes. But I still suspect that it might be the spark plug wires. We'll see, though. You ever check all the fuel lines? What would the fuel lines have to do with it? Check your timing. Timing is spot on, my friend. Timing is 100% spot on. Just in case you're not getting enough fuel. I got 2 fuel pumps pumping all that fuel. We got enough fuel in there. Sounds stupid, but it's a starter solenoid engaging, right? Sounds stupid, but it's the starter. It is engaging. Yes, it is. Is it timed correctly? It is timed correctly. Is timing of the ignition... I think it's something in the base map. It's got to be something in the Haltech. Something in the software. How is your crank set up in the Haltech? It's set up as a 12-tooth. It's essentially 24-in-1. One 12-tooth evenly spaced. It's all... that's set up proper. All fuses are solid. First live stream in my new house. Hey! Congrats on the new house, Jared. Congrats, man. You could be 360 off the Haltech. It's 100% spot on. All of the timing is set up properly. It's all set up properly in the Haltech. Myself and a few other individuals have checked it. The timing in the Haltech is spot on. I tried playing with ignition timing today. No luck. It's like, that's the only thing I can think of at this point is it's something in the ECU that's not allowing it to start. And I don't know. Like, I've spent hours in the software trying to figure it out. And I have absolutely no idea. No idea. Fuel quality, even with bad fuel quality, the car would still start. It would just idle really poorly. You're probably right with the map. Dude, the only thing I'm thinking is it's something in the map. Like, that's all I can think of at this point. Maybe your Haltech is reading crank position 180 off. Everything's on the crank position side of things. It's all reading it spot on. That stuff is spot on. I know that stuff's spot on. Praying plus hammer. We can use a hammer. Use a hammer. All grounds and fuses are solid. Those are all good. Race car problems. I'm over it. I'm going to work on the Evo this week. The Subaru, I'm so tired of working on the Subaru, and it's just not working and getting annoying. Firing order is accurate as well. It's like 165432 or something like that. It's set up right. I was really hoping this 96 engine would work in a modern chassis. So many headaches. It's not even it's just something that doesn't want to let it start. The chassis at this point is irrelevant. It's like taking an EG33, putting it on an engine stand, giving it everything it needs, and trying to wire a Haltech to it. It just doesn't want to cooperate right now. A wire might be wrong somewhere. All the important wires to get it to start are all reading properly. Checked all those today. That was my thing today. Bro, if you have spark fuel compression, then has to be ECU. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's gotta be. Like, it's gotta be something in there that's like completely overlooked, completely missing, or just off. Just something. Have you tried flashing a different tune? I don't have a different tune. There's no base maps or downloadable tunes that I can just load onto the ECU to try loading it onto the car. Unfortunately, that'd be really nice if I could, but unfortunately there is not. So I feel like I've just been running around in circles, and it's just like I'm losing motivation to work on it just because it's not going anywhere, and I feel like I've just continued to do the same things over and 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 over again, and just nothing is changing at all. Wires could be an issue if they're sparking out instead of off to the plugs. That's why I say I got new ones. I ordered new ones like an hour ago. They'll be here tomorrow, so that's like the only thing I can think of at this point is spark plug wires. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason my brain keeps going back to spark plug wires. Have a Haltech. Did you visually look at spark? On the one that I tested earlier, yes, I did. It was a real pain to run back and well, actually, I just set the camera up and I let it record as I tried turning the car over to verify spark. But yes, I did verify spark, which means our wiring for correction was fixed. We fixed that. Anti-theft wouldn't matter. I was have the security code going off. That wouldn't matter either. The stock ECU in the car, you guys, doesn't do anything to limit the engine from starting. That's all controlled by the Haltech. The only thing the stock ECU is doing is controlling the body components of the car, like windows, sunroof, heating controls, things of that nature. Have I tried turning it off and back on? I have not tried that. If it's not crank related, it's the wires. If it's not that, it's software related. So that's what I'm saying. Like I pulled every single connector off, verified signal, power, grounds today. Everything is solid. Is it possible that the problem that fried the coil pack also fried the ECU terminal? Nope, because everything is measuring voltage correctly. So all voltage is properly fixed at this point, where nothing is jumping around, nothing's not working, or things of that nature. The ECU seemed kind of wonky. I remember you showing it reading an insane air temp. It was only reading that insane air temp because the air temperature sensor wasn't plugged in. With the air temperature sensor plugged in, it's all solid now. It actually reads what it's supposed to. Coolant temp reads what it's supposed to. We're getting RPM signal on the dash, so it's picking up off the crank position. I don't know. Factory can would not stop it from running with Haltech. Correct. The only thing the factory can is translating to the Haltech is wheel speed sensors and the brake switch. I believe those are the only two things that the stock can is pulling on it. I know you say timing is good, but have you checked it with a timing light on cylinder 1? I mean, no, we haven't checked it with a timing light, but visually we've inspected timing. Timing is 100% dead on unless the markings on the stock gears were off from years ago. Everything timing-wise is 100% there. I can guarantee you that one. Jimmy O is Link ECU master. We do not have a Link, unfortunately. Have you checked voltage to the ECU while cranking? With the multimeter, yes. And we are getting voltage on that. It ranges from 0.060 volts up to, while cranking, it was like 1.1 volts or something along those lines. Cold start spray. You're right, I forgot the pistons. Not that I don't trust Bader, but maybe us looking at the base map may discover something. I don't know what I'm doing with the base. I'm still playing with the base map. Like, I'm going in there and I'm changing things. I've got a couple people that have sent me some screenshots of their EG33s, of their ignition tables. I'm still trying to get fuel tables to cross-reference those. VE tables, I'm trying to cross-reference those as well. Ignition cold start. There's a lot of tables in the ECU that I've been trying to go through. I've been going through a lot of like the HPA classes again, trying to like cross-reference what I know, what I'm seeing, and all that stuff. What if you switch the ECU out? With what? What am I swapping out the ECU with? I don't think people are talking physical timing. I think they mean ignition timing. That's what I'm still trying to work out. For the ignition timing side of things, I don't know. Like, hold up. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me pull this up real quick, and I'll do you the shows. I'll do you the shows. I'll do you the shows. What did you just do? Why did you not search what I wanted you to? There it is. Boop. Let me pull this up. Boop. Save image. That is fine. Save image. I can exit out of this. Boop. Let me open that image up. Why do I have no programs? Just open it in Photos. We'll go screen share, window capture. That's not it. What? Why can I not? Oh, there it is. Photos. Why is it not pulling up this photo? Why you no screen share a photo? Why you be stupid? Okay, let's try this. Let's do that. And then, wow, it's like Inception on Streamlabs right there. Okay, for some reason, it won't pull it up. Why won't it pull it up? Why you do this? Fine, we'll pull it up this way. There's more than one way to pull up a picture. More than one way. More than one. All right. Pull up. All right, there we go. Let's do that one. We'll do this one. We'll do... Why is this not pulling up? What are you doing right now? That's not what I wanted to pull up. That's what I wanted to pull up. So this is the ignition. This is one of the ignition tables out of many that I've been cross-referencing things off of. And this is for ignition timing in the car. I've got tables on tables on tables that I've been going through trying to cross-reference all of these to make sure that our ignition timing is like set up properly. Like, it's not an easy thing where I can just go on Google and be like, what do I set my ignition table to Subaru SVX EG33? There's no values for it. Bad ground points in the engine. All ground points are solid. We got multiple. We have iWire's grounding kit. We have the engine grounded to the frame rails. Luckily, no grounding issues. You have fuel at the fuel rail, but what about the injectors? I have fuel at the injectors as well. Also, Ravenchild, I missed you, my friend. I missed you, my dude. We do have fuel at the injectors, and it is squirting fuel. We've pulled plugs. We've verified that we smell fuel coming out of the cylinders. So we do have that. Do you have cam signal? We do have cam signal. We have crank signal, cam signal, coolant temp, oil pressure, oil temp, crank signal, and all 6 injectors, all 6 coil packs, both fuel pumps, all that stuff. All that stuff. What about an injector spray test? What do you mean by an injector spray test? What do you mean by that one? Is it turning over fast enough on the starter? Most engines need 250 to 350 RPM to be able to start. So the most that I'm seeing on engine RPM when cranking over is like 400 to 450 RPM. So we are cranking quick enough to be able to get the engine started. It's just something's limiting the engine from starting. I just don't know what it is. I don't know. Injector and spark plug, same time. That's what I'm trying to figure out. But see, here's the thing. I see bad gas pop up every now and then. Bad gas isn't going to stop the car from entirely starting. It would make it run like straight up poo, but it's not gonna entirely kill a car from running. And there's 4 gallons of fresh gas in the car, and I drained the tank long ago. So I'm not sure. Unplug it and plug it back in. I have tried that one. Any late ignition fire or backfire? Nope. Nope. There's something. It's all right. So I know we have compression. It doesn't sound like the engine is actually firing. So I want to say, like, I don't know if it's ignition timing. I don't know if it's fuel timing. I don't know what it is. That's completely out. I did verify spark earlier. I saw spark. I set up a spark plug, grounded it out, had the camera pointed at it while I was turning the car over. I did verify spark. Full speed density, not map. We about to snort Mio energy and figure this out tonight, boy. Matt, I pulled out all of the coil pack wires, so unless you want to fight with them to get them back in, that is entirely up to you. But I'm down. I'm down, dude. Crankshaft sensor. We have reading on crankshaft sensor. Have you tried putting it in first and pushing start? JK, I love you. That sounds like a terrible idea. I appreciate the dono though, AstroTurf. But no, I have not tried that. I don't think that one would be a good idea. I'll take the injectors out and turn the car over and look at spray. We haven't done that yet. We just know that we smell fuel coming from the cylinders when we pull the plugs. I mean, that's definitely something we can do. I just have to pull off all of the ignition coils or just unplug them for us to be able to do that. Because Haltech states don't try to turn the car over with the ignition coils plugged in but no leads coming off of them, because that can result in more damage, and I don't want to keep buying those stupid coil packs. So we can do it. Just got to pull it all off. What is fuel pressure reading? 43.5 on reference, but then again, I can't set it off reference quite yet. Also, Joe, appreciate the dono, dude. Hit that like button. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Spark plugs needs to fire in a specific order. You are correct, Gordon, and that firing order is set up properly in the ECU. 18-inch 18-inch rims on STI versus 19-inch rims, difference or preference? I mean, for me, I prefer 18s over 19s. Tires are a little bit cheaper too, but preference, I think 18s look better. Too much air, wrong mix maybe. That's possible. Is enough fuel spraying? That is the question, Wes. I am no tuner, and I am learning all of these ignition tables and whatnot. So I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. Try starting fluid. I wonder if that would work. I don't think I should do that though. I did fix the dwell time on the coil packs though, so that's that's a plus. I got the dwell time fixed. What's it sounding like? It sounds like an engine cranking over. That's about it. No, it doesn't sound like it's actually igniting the air fuel mixture. Upgrade to NSP and use the oscilloscope feature to check that crank and cam sensor signal aren't going wonky. I have NSP. I use the NSP software on the Elite 2500. So I think I have access to the oscilloscope software. I'm not entirely sure on that one. Start the tiny dog on screen. He's sleeping, man. He's taking a nap. Can Haltech check the unit remotely for function? I was joking on the starter fluid. We're not actually using starter fluid. I don't think Haltech can remotely check it. I'm not entirely sure on that one. Every time I go to call Haltech, the customer, they're nice, but they try to get off the phone with you quick, I feel like. So at least the few times I've called them. You running a MAF? No MAF. No MAF. Maybe the mixture is too rich, the equivalent of flooding an engine in the old days. I mean, it's possible, but it's not like an extremely strong fuely smell. So I'm not sure on that one. David, I'll be available tonight as well for Third Brain. Did you retry quick start setting? Quick start setting doesn't really help us in this instance. So the way that Haltech has it set up for that stuff is they have it set up for popular engine types, models, things of that nature, like RBs, KAs. For the ones for Subarus, they have the 30R. They do not have the 33. I don't know. Sensor signal not going to ECU. Continuity. The sensor signal is going to the ECU. It is picking up signal from all of the sensors. So all of the sensors are reporting back to the ECU, and the ECU is seeing all of these sensors. But there's something just not allowing it. It's just not starting. It's just not starting for some reason. Did you do a cylinder compression test? There's no need to. We know that all of these cylinders have compression. It's a fresh build on there. I'm not stressed about compression. Find a Haltech guru to chat with. Anyone in the region that can point you to. I've tried posting up in a couple Facebook groups, but I haven't really gotten anything back yet. Matt, you in this chat? Matt was in the chat. I don't know if Matt's still in the chat. Might still be in the chat. I don't know yet. Has the base ignition timing been set? That is what this table is in front of us all right here. So yes, it has been set. Is the ECU tuned for MAF delete? Yes, it is. It's set up on speed density. Is it firing? It is not firing. Is the gap correct on the plugs? Possible spark plug blowout. All the gap is... It should still be good unless something changed. But even if one or two of the spark plugs were blown out, it would still start. It just wouldn't run well. Are trigger settings set correctly? Yes, they are. To my knowledge. Let me specify that. To my knowledge, they are still set correctly. Jeremy, what up, dude? Check ignition ECM confirmation, the coil fried. Everything is good. Everything on the wiring side is good on the coil packs now. What's the base ignition timing supposed to be? This. From what I believe, this was sent over from another EG33. that's very similar to mine. It's very, very similar to mine. So this is the base ignition timing that I have. So I don't know. I tried emulating these in my ECU, and I'm not seeing too much success. Which maybe, I don't know, maybe it could be a mechanical error that I just am overlooking, that I completely don't know. It's definitely possible. I just don't know what else it would be. Try leaning out your cranking fuel. Try leaning it out? Wouldn't I want more? See, that's what I was saying. I don't know. But has the base timing been checked using a timing light? No, it has not. I do not have a timing light. I've only checked physical timing and the actual ignition timing in the ECU. Which maybe I should buy a timing light. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Put Vaseline in the intake. I mean, hey, that worked last time, right? Is the clutch switch neutral good? It is good. It is picking up signal off of the clutch neutral switch. Bro, I think it's the computer. Could be. You got to get a tooth log. We need to see what the crank sensor sees. What is a tooth log? Now you got me curious on that one. See, I'm learning. I don't know all this stuff. Tooth log. Tooth log. This isn't going to be like a tooth fairy thing, right? Nope, that is a tooth fairy thing. Automotive. Let me specify automotive on that one. I'm still getting teeth. All right, cool. I'm getting dentistry stuff. I think it's timing or injector issue. Same. Or ignition issue. It could be an ignition. It's either ignition, timing, or fuel. It's one of those three things. I have verified I am getting them all. I just don't know if I'm getting them all at the right time, which is the hard part. For me, at least. Do you have a strong spark? I saw a spark. That's all I can verify. I've seen a spark. I've visually seen a spark. Is it a strong spark? I don't know. It was a spark, though. It was on camera, so I wasn't physically, like, looking at it. I'm a single person. I can only run back and forth. Base timing can't be checked unless it's running. Well, you got me there, Doug. You got me there. Have you tried unplugging the ECU and plugging it back in? I've tried that. Have I been driving a manual all wrong? I don't rev my engine before I downshift into a lower gear. I mean, it definitely helps. It's just I do it for rev matching. If you don't rev match, you don't have to, but it definitely helps. Also got a good one for you, Tanner. My father has a 96 Jeep with a 5.2 V8 and runs rough when warm through about $500 of sensors, fuel equipment. Ooh, no fun. Cylinder 1 is 0 PSI compression. That is definitely not a good time. Sorry to hear, dude. Hopefully it's a cheap solution, whatever you guys to go with. Timing belt slipping, there's no way that timing belt is slipping. I can guarantee you that. That timing belt that is on there so tight. I know Tuner Studio calls it a tooth logger. I don't know what any other ECU company calls it. I will take a look. It could be something. Would it be in the Haltech software? Would it be in the software? Missing a ground maybe. All the grounds are there. All the ground. I've spent so much time double checking wiring harnesses today, verifying voltages, verifying sensor signals, and everything is reading what it should. Dwell time, that was a fun one to figure out. I had to watch like an hour-long video on HPA to figure out dwell time, but got that one figured out, so that was good. Plumber, I also appreciate the dono, dude. Yo, Tanner, you will get this car running and it will be great. I agree. It's just when will I get it running? That is the question. Yo, big fan, bro, don't give up. I'm not giving up. It gets a little demotivating when you're just running in circles all the time. TDC offset angle in software. It is in software. I did set that up. 216 degrees. Top dead center angle offset. That one is set up properly. I remember that one. Yo, Tanner. Oh, appreciate the dono again, Plumber. Senor Mr. Plumber. Thanks, dude. So it's a 12-tooth crank with one missing. I believe that's how I had it set up, yes. I believe that is accurate. In the Haltech software, look for the TDC offset angle. It's under the main setup. That is all. That is configured. That one is set up. I gotta go later, man. Good luck on dealing with this. Gonna go find a boost leak on my FA. Good luck on trying to find the boost leak, dude. Firing line has enough amperage. What do you mean by firing line on that one? Are you overlooking something stupid like battery voltage with all your troubleshooting? That was another one that I was keeping in mind, but battery voltage, I've left that thing on a tender for days. And granted, yes, battery voltage drops as I continue to crank it, but When I first go out there after it's been charging, battery voltage hangs out around 12.5 volts. As I'm cranking, I'll see it go down to like 9, 10 volts. As I continue cranking, I'll obviously see that go down lower. I think the lowest I've seen it goes at or was like around 6 volts, which obviously wasn't enough. So we had to like stop and actually let it go back. So battery voltage is good as long as I leave the battery on a tender and let it charge for a little while. What I meant by spark blowout is the spark plug being unable to form, kind of like a candle being blown out, and therefore the spark is too weak because of the incorrect gap size. It may need to be tighter. I will double check that. I'll definitely double check that when I go back out there. It could be. It's definitely possible. I can double check that one. I don't think that would stop the entire car from running, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, what would stop? That's why I'm like, it's got to be something with the ignition timing or the fuel timing. Something's got to be off to where all of these things are happening. I know they're all happening. They're just not happening when they need to happen. Did you log and send a log file out to the company? I can't really log anything aside from the car just turning over. But, I mean, I have those logs of the car turning over. It auto logs as I do them all. I could try to find someone to send those to. I agree with battery issues, could just be done for, but if you drained it a few times, bad sell. I mean, even with the battery off the tender and just cranking it over a couple times, I can still attempt like 4 or 5 times before the battery needs to chill out for a bit and recharge. Any tips for building my EJ 255 for the first time? Kind of scared, never done this before. Just take your time, print out all the FSMs, and kind of know what you're getting yourself into before you just jump into starting to do some of the installs. Just do a little bit of research before you go into it. It's really not too bad. It's been a long time since we've all met up. Well, welcome, Michael. Where are we meeting? Spark order is set up properly. This might be a demo, but if you check the starter, the starter works. I know that much. Starter works because the crankshaft wouldn't be spinning if the starter didn't work. So starter works, which is one less thing we can check off the list. Did you verify spark order per Haltech? Haltech spark order. Let me double check that. I'm not going to say yes or no to that because I don't know. I don't know yet. Haltech spark order ignition. Oh, dude, you can tell I've been to these pages on the interwebs a ton. Ignition system. I know I got that set up. It's direct fire, falling, constant charge. Those are correct. I know those ones are right. Firing angle. I don't know why I just clicked on firing angle. I've been reading these things so much recently. This is all just for ignition. There's so much. Kudos to any tuners out there because this is a lot of information to take in. Do you have cam and crank readings while you try to start? Yes, sir. I do. I can visually see engine speed as it's turning over. Although here's the weird one. Which maybe you guys might be able to clarify also. Engine speed when cranking. It's not a consistent reading. Should it be consistent? Or should it not be consistent? Because sometimes, as I'm cranking, it'll be like 0, 400, 0, 400, 400, 400, 0, 400, 400, 0. Something along those lines. It's not a consistent like 400, 480, 460, 420, 400 kind of thing. So it's a little bit jumpy. Which if that's the case, I don't quite know what would be causing that. Unless it's the actual trigger wheel on the crankshaft. Which that it is possible that it could be that. I had a similar issue with my Outback, and the issue was solved by replacing the cam position sensors and crank position sensors. Luckily for us, these are brand new sensors. I mean, I could steal the ones off of the legacy we have out there, but I don't suspect it would change much. Why does it take less time to get ready for the day earlier? I wake up 4 a.m., 30 minutes, 7 a.m., close to an hour. I don't understand. Cole, we will never understand. We will never understand. Appreciate the dono too. Astro2 also appreciate the dono, man. Have you made sure the right wires are going to the right plugs? Maybe you have them mixed up. That one I did verify. I did verify that one today. It should not be consistent. That's the classic. It should not be consistent. Okay, cool. That's the classic starting sound. This is a reach admittedly, but it's an exhaust related thing. Could your exhaust be blocked up somewhere, creating turbulence or affecting your desired air fuel ratio on startup? IDK, this is strange. I don't think so. I mean, I've visually looked in there. Nothing's blocked up in there, so I wouldn't suspect any of that. Fuel pressure is good. We do have fuel pressure. Spark has 2 Park's firing line to start the burn and line. Burn the rest of the fuel after. I don't remember what I have mine. I know it's set on falling, consistent charge, and it sends the charge, so it'll reach its desired voltage, send the charge, ignite the air-fuel mixture, continue the process. That's how I have mine set up. It's direct fire setup, which just means each cylinder has its own coil pack. Are you 100% sure the injectors are wired properly and actually spraying fuel? You might smell it, but I will pull the fuel rail out tonight and verify that the injectors are spraying. But I can verify they are 100% wired properly. That one I have verified today. Each of them gets the proper voltage and the signal from the ECU. They are all set up properly for what injector is in the injector pairing per cylinder. It's all solid on that one. Tanner, no, what happened? Cole, I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening anymore. Oh yeah, I forgot it was Tuesday. Last week screwed me up since, no, so, well, my bad. I've been trying to get this thing started. Finally got my 6-manual transmission back from rebuild, and the shop got backlogged while we waited. Long story short, I've helped pull and install 2 EJ25 blocks this week. Nice, more practice. All about the practice right there. Listen to them while cranking. You should be able to hear clicking coming from them. I'm gonna try that tonight. Then. Coils firing in correct firing order. Yeah, I can verify that one. Yes, they are. I just don't think they're firing at the right time. Injectors are scaled properly. They are. It's pretty hard to wire injectors incorrectly as they're just solenoids. There's only 2 wires that go to the injectors. There's just a signal and a constant 12 volt. And there's no polarity on the injector, so you can have either one going to either side. I don't think it's a wiring. He's been quadruple checked. After the small fire we had, I verified all wiring is solid. And even if it was, I doubt that he'd start bargaining to God. Would upgrading clutch help stop grinding when shifting at a high RPM? The clutch, not necessarily, no. That sounds like it might be an internal transmission issue. You could try swapping fluids or doing a fluid flush, and that may change things. It may help. It wouldn't be a permanent solution, but it may help, depending on how bad the grind actually is. I hope you figured out, man. What do you think about my STI? I will have to go take a peek today, Cole. I'll go take a peek after this live stream. And we will take a gander. Because I'm about it. Appreciate the dono, dude. 20% tin is always the move, though. That's always a good percentage. Is there a way to check your injectors and coil packs on Haltech software like on Tuner Studio? Yes. I can see everything that the Haltech is telling it to do. But I can't see when it's telling it to do it. I don't know. I don't know. This is all new to me also, you guys. So keep in mind, I'm trying to learn this as I go through. Setting up some of these tables and being able to visually look at the tables. So yeah, it's fun stuff. Sorry I missed a lot. Had some people come in down to help tonight after work. Matt, should I go heat up the garage then so that way we don't freeze? Like, I'm down to go keep working on it tonight. It's just I genuinely have no idea at this point. I have exhausted all of my ideas, and at this point I'm kind of debating taking it somewhere and being like, figure it out. Because, like, it's to the point where I'm just like, I don't know. Oh, I dropped an SD card. It's gone forever. I wouldn't do that. I can't afford to take it to a shop. What am I saying? Grinding while shifting could also be clutch hydraulics. That is true. No, I guess it really depends on where the grinding sound is coming from. Could it be a bad ground wire? Luckily, it is not a bad ground wire. Did you check spark on all 6 cylinders? Not yet, I haven't. I have new spark plug wires showing up. Yes, heat it up. Get it nice and toasty. Will do. After the stream, I'll go out there and turn it on. Not yet. So, one of my sneaky suspicions that I have right now, and I'll actually pull these up to show you guys. You guys want to see my Amazon order history? This could be weird. Actually, hold up. I don't even know how to get to the... Okay, here we go, yeah. There we go. Boop! I don't care. I'll show you guys my order history. Anything weird in here? Anything weird? You guys can see all the weird stuff I buy on Amazon. A tripod, an STI badge. Ooh. These are what I ordered for the STI that I'm going to be trying. These are... They're 7mm plug wires. Also, Cody, appreciate the dono, dude. Did you do the engine starting dance? Best of luck. Matt did for us, but unfortunately, No luck. There is no mass airflow sensor on this one. So I have a suspicion that it could have been the spark plug wires as well, not giving a good signal to the actual plugs. The ones that I have in there, I pulled them all out. I bought 2 sets of these plugs earlier. Honestly, not bad for $62. Are you using that old coil pack? Hell no. I got a new one in the mail today. I'm not using that old burnt up, melted one. So these ones they fit up a lot better. These are made for an EJ25 naturally aspirated engine. The length on these wires should be sufficient enough to get to the coil packs. It is possible that the coil packs the coil wires that I made just weren't sufficient enough. Maybe I made them wrong. Who knows? Like maybe I botched making some of them. I don't know, but that still wouldn't explain to me why I'm seeing spark on one of the plugs, but the engine isn't starting, because the engine can run on like 3-4 cylinders. It's definitely not going to be happy, but it can definitely do it. Map sensor wiring is all set up. I can get a map sensor reading while the car is just ambient sitting, not really doing anything. Map reading is like negative 0.01 bar or PSI. It's all set up as PSI. So it is reading. I'm using an external map sensor for this one. Ooh, it's a David Black. Like David said, what's your tooth count versus missing teeth in the ECU? Those match. It's 12 minus 1 on the stock one and the actual Haltech one. Those match up. Those are solid. They have a setting in there for EG33, and it's 12 and 1. So we know that is correct. We know that that's right. Ohm the spark plug wires. I could definitely... I literally just watched a video on that before I came in here to the live stream. That's something I was going to try tonight. Crank positioning sensor. It is measuring the position of the crank. Have you tried turning it to wumbo? I did. Unfortunately, no luck. No luck on the wumbo mode. It's not spark. It's going to be timing. And see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is a fun problem. It's a fun problem, you guys. Just got here. What's wrong with the monstrosity? It won't start, Oreo! It won't start. I'm getting tired of its ish. I legit hated making custom spark plugs wires. Dude, it does suck making these wires. Checked every sensor. I have verified and checked every sensor earlier. They are all reading. They're all sending a signal to the ECU. If you have spark and fuel and there's something in the tune, see, that's one thing. Like, it's got to be something in the tune that's not, or the base map that's just not allowing it to start, and I don't know what it is. Like, that's why I've been like all day back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I've been going in there trying to figure it. Actually, I might be able to show you guys. I finally got my own tuning laptop too, so everyone can stop hassling me about not having a laptop for tuning, which is kind of nice because it's this like big. It's a Surface Pro. I may have the Haltech software still open in here, and if I do, I can show you guys, or at least tell you guys, which I do. Look at that, I still have the software open. So I can actually show you guys real quick. Engine configuration. Alright, engine capacity, 3.3 liters, engine type, piston 4-stroke, number of cylinders, rotor 6, max cranking RPM we have set to 380. Firing order, 163254, that is correct. Trigger system... Subaru EG33, trigger on crank, 12 evenly spaced teeth, home on cam, 1 tooth. I'm trying to, like, I've been sifting in the software all day, you guys. Also, Christian, appreciate the dono, my friend. So, David, to answer your question, per what it is set up in Haltech, trigger on crank, 12 evenly spaced teeth, and one on the cam. Have you talked to Josh? I have, but I'm waiting on a response, so I don't have an answer quite yet. Have you physically seen good spark from the plugs? I don't know what is defined as good spark. I have physically seen spark on footage as I recorded it because obviously I had to be in the car cranking it while something was looking at it, and since I was the only person here, that was how that went. I don't know if it's good spark. I just saw spark. Surface Pro is a cool choice for a tuning laptop. Honestly, I really like this thing for being able to tune. I can just pull off the keyboard, use a stylus, make changes that I want as I'm going through it. Now I just don't have to kidnap Melanie's anymore. Maybe try new base map. Oreo, that is the problem, though. I don't have another one. And I've been trying to build one, and it's way more difficult than I thought. Can you email a tuner? I think I'm going to try calling PRE tomorrow just to get another input on this. I'll give PRE a call, see what PRE has to say, and kind of go from there. That's what I said. Good spark. I don't know if when Matt comes home tonight and we go to play with it, we will visually see if we have good spark. I just saw spark. We will check them all for spark, yes. Your timing could be 180 off. How do I look at that? How do I... Ignition tuning? That's an ignition tuning, right? Ignition tuning. Lock mode. On during flood clear only. Firing angle 0 degrees. Is there a specific firing angle? Like I said, I'm learning all of this, and I'm new to all of this. What was that firing order again? Firing order 163254. That is the firing order. Can you look at the map and have kind of set your own based on parameters? Can you look at the map you have and kind of set your own based on the parameters? I mean, to an extent, yes, but I also don't know what I'm setting these to or what I should be setting them to. Which is difficult for me because I'm like watching videos. And here's the other difficult thing that I've been running into is I'm using the Nexus software for Haltech, but all of the support videos that they have online right now are all for the ESP software. So it's very difficult for me to watch an ESP video and then try to cross-reference that back over to the Nexus software because not all of the parameters are in the same spots. Try it in 180 and 360 firing angle. For the ignition... For ignition angle, or for ignition tuning for firing angle, can you get a Haltech log to view remotely? Maybe. What does Bader say? I am still talking with Bader, so we don't have a clear answer on that one yet. Can you live stream you guys working tonight? We'll cheer you on. I could do a live stream on Instagram if you guys want. Like, I can do it on Instagram. If you can, when you call PRE, talk to Eric. I'm pretty sure he's certified in Haltech. They are. Where's PRE located? I'm trying to get it tuned. They are in Portland. The only problem is I don't know if PRE is willing to work with me because technically the car isn't EPA compliant for like federal stuff. I mean, it's a race car, but I know some shops are very taken back on being able to work with some of them. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to work with them or not. You can revert back to ESP. I've been trying to revert back to ESP as well. But like all of the tuning changes that I've made now are on Nexus. So I'm trying to learn Nexus as I go. It's just me learning the software. That forces a 180 and 360 delay for ignition. Did you think about going with the Link standalone? Oh, it's too late now. Yo, seriously, when you have blowback, when you try starting and it pushes air out and pushes air in. Yo, seriously, do you have blowback? Yes. Yes, I can verify that, yes, on that one. You want 14.7. We have everything set up as lambda, so we're shooting for 1 lambda. I have everything set up in here as petrol because I don't want to try messing with the flex fuel stuff quite yet. So, have someone remote log in. I got to find someone. That's the thing. Firing angle is base timing, but looks like your map already had 18 at low RPM. Should be 20 stock, so 18 shouldn't. So 18 should start. That parameter should be 0 or 180. Okay, so I have it as 0 then. Should I try 180 and see what happens? Like, what's the worst that'll happen at this point? It won't start? I mean, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. So long shot, but is the starter spinning the engine in the correct direction of operation? Yes, it is. They all spin the same way. They all spin the same way on that one. That'd be interesting if it spun the other way. Yeah, Instagram Live. I want to see it turn over when I get it started tonight. I can guarantee you it definitely won't start tonight. That'd be really cool if it did. Also, Christian, appreciate the dono, my friend. Appreciate it, dude. Can you log cranking? Yeah, so every time that I go to try and crank the car over, it auto logs for me. So I've got all the cranking logs saved in here. So yes, I do have those ones. Maybe try contacting Johanna. He's built a few EG33s himself. I have no idea who that is, but hey, I'll try to get a hold of someone. What are the symptoms? Cool. It cranks but no starts. That's pretty much what I know so far. We have air, we have spark. I've seen spark. We'll pull the fuel rail tonight and verify fuel. You still doing a Varus kit on blue? After probably way later this year, but yes, that is still my plan. Haltech will log into it and help you if you need them to. I'll try again with Haltech. Like, every time I've called Haltech, like I said, they've just been kind of like rushed to get off the phone with me. And I've told them, like, hey, I'm like learning this stuff as I'm going through it. And they've answered a lot of the questions I have. I'll try again tomorrow. Don't hydrolock it. I don't even know. I don't think we're hydrolocking it. I've had the injectors disabled for most of the cranking I've been doing for verifying spark and ignition stuff like that. So I'm not too stressed on that stuff. I'm also not consistently like whop, 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 cranking kind of thing. I'll do like 3 or 4 iterations, let it sit for a while, and then come back to it. Did you own the spark plug wires? Not yet. I watched a video on that right before I came in here for the live stream, so that's something that I'm doing after this. I also have these new spark plug wires coming in tomorrow that are already pre-assembled, and they should be relatively long enough. Anything with crank position? Didn't you have to mess with a sprocket for the timing tooth? Yes, I did, but that seems to be working because we are getting RPM back from the engine. If PRE isn't tuning the car, I'm sure they will help you. Super smart dudes there. Give PRE a call tomorrow. They some wizards. Have you talked to the guys at iWire? The guys at iWire aren't going to have any. iWire is a very knowledgeable place when it comes to wiring, but for the problems that we're facing right now, this is not something that's up their alley. Where did you get the knowledge to do all of this? Honestly, watching a lot of YouTube videos, doing a lot of Googling and playing in the software, trying to figure things out, and honestly just learning as I go. I'm still learning as I go, obviously. Like, I don't know a lot of this stuff, which is why I'm going back and forth between Haltech forums, Haltech technical documents, the software, reaching out. So it's fun. Fuel filter is in the right direction. It's in the right direction. So the injectors. So are the injectors receiving signals? Yes, I can verify they are receiving signals. Let it crank. Have you actually pulled off the starter and verified it is really going the right direction? Well, if the starter was going in the wrong direction, the crank pulley would also be going in the wrong direction, and the crank pulley is going in the right direction. So it's all spinning the right direction. My dude, I believe in you. You got this. We'll get it. It's just figuring it out. Like, that's the hard part. Like, I can guarantee you, if I had a ready-made base map, I could get the car started. And that's the frustrating. Like, it's not even frustrating. Like, it's an engine that not a lot of people use. But, like, in this Haltech software, they have pre-made base maps for, like, EJ25s, EZ30s, like, all of these other engines. And if they had that for the EG33, I could get it started. But it's just building everything from scratch that I just don't understand. Haltech can support remote in for free. 2 p.m. in Australia here right now. Someone else has mentioned. I'll try it again tomorrow. Then again, I also called the U.S. office, and I think they're in Kentucky or something like that. So I know your own personal mechanic, Brody. I live in that style too. I'm just cheap. Like, here's my thing. I can afford to modify cars. What I can't afford is to modify cars and have somebody else pay for it. Like, I can't afford that. Tell Haltech's tech support you're big time. I am not a big time YouTuber. I am a normal dude like everybody else. I'm just a normal guy trying to learn and figure things out. You sure crank sensor is working properly? I am 110% sure crank sensor is working properly. If crank sensor wasn't working properly, we wouldn't be getting any signal back to the ECU for RPM reading. We wouldn't be getting any of that back. Is your timing or computer, I can guarantee it's have something to do with timing or computer if it has blowback. That's what I'm thinking. Like, here's what, like, I'm trying to figure this out. And I wish I could show you guys this on, like, the thing, so I just have to, like, flip it around and show you guys. But, like, this is, like, the cold... Dude, that's, like, some weird Inception right now. And of course, it's not going to focus on it. Like, I've been trying to go through all of these ignition tables for cranking because they have specific tables for cranking and cold starts, and maybe it's just not starting because it's a cold start issue where a specific parameter for a cold start in cranking isn't set up properly to where maybe it's not getting enough fuel to be able to fire, maybe it's firing at the wrong time, maybe it's trying to make a correction based off something it shouldn't be making a correction based off of because it's trying to make a correction based off of like a like a warmed up, ready to go engine versus a cold start, because the cold start and the warm start are going to differ on how the engine actually tries to start itself. So that could be another thing. Maybe there's just a parameter in the cold start settings or in the cranking settings that's just not set up right. And that's what I'm trying to learn as I go through this stuff. Could be a starter or alternator. The alternator, I can guarantee you the alternator works fantastic. The starter's also doing its job. It's just a... Let's all blow up Haltech's email so they'll be forced to help this man. Do you have cold spark fuel enrichment? I don't even see that in here, to be honest. Like, under ignition tuning, I've got base cranking, zero demand, corrections based off of coolant temp, air temp, post-starter, or post-start correction, RPM limiter correction. What is RPM limiter correction set to? Main RPM limiter, RPM before, cut RPM. Yeah, that's not going to be it. I don't see that I even have that option in here. TPS reading on the Haltech software when you move the throttle pedal, that all reads proper. When I'm 100%, it's 100%. When I'm 0%, it's 0%. So all of that is, like, TPS, all that stuff works flawlessly. Does it have gas? It does have gas. It's got gas. I got gas. Crank position sensors. Have you tried starting it in flood mode? I have not. I do have flood mode enabled, but I have not tried starting it in flood mode. Whenever I try to just, like, crank it over like that, normally I just disable the injectors. You put fresh fuel in the car, or is it old gas? I drained the tank a year ago, and I put fresh fuel in it. Like, there was probably a tiny bit of residual E85. Like, normal pump gas will typically be around E10, roughly on average about E10. And our ethanol sensor, which that's good too, the ethanol sensor works. The ethanol sensor reads that we're at about E12. So the tiny minuscule amount of E85 that probably was still in the car isn't going to be messing with anything. Check crank angle sensor degree versus TDC angle in the ECU setting. Top dead center angle, I'll pull that one up again. So trigger system, TDC offset angle, 216 degrees. What was the other one you wanted me to check? Crank angle sensor degree versus TDC. Crank angle sensor degree. I don't even see that in here. Yeah, I don't even see that one in here. TDC offset angle table enable. Whoa! What did I just do? Ooh, what did I just turn on? Top dead center offset angle table enable. Where is that table now? Show me this table. TDC offset angle table. Oh, what is this table? Do I make any changes on this table? I don't know. I legit don't know. I don't know. I'm actually going to turn that back off because I don't know. Let's just turn that back off. I don't know. Zero value equals on off on Haltech. Wait, what does flood mode do? It's essentially the same thing where if you hold the gas pedal down all the way, it's not going to inject any fuel and it's just going to turn the engine over. Yeah, Subaru does the same thing. Well, newer Subarus do the same thing. Let me say that. Some older Subarus don't actually do it, and I've tried it, and I just rev it to the moon. Yo, I just found out how to put you on the TV here in the lobby. The takeover. Ha 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 ha! Taking over. Have you tried start it without the intake hooked up to the turbo? Sounds stupid. There is no intake on the turbo. The turbo is just open to the world. There's no intake. Won't it not have fuel if it's in flood mode? Yes, it will not. So the way flood mode works is when the TPS detects that it's at 100% and you go to crank the engine over, it won't inject any fuel into the car. So it's really there for building oil pressure. When you have flood mode enabled and you go to start the car and you go to crank it, it should still inject fuel as long as the TPS isn't reading 100%. Do you have adjustable cam gears or are they fixed? I forgot. They are fixed. Walk to the car and try to start it live. No. It's not going to start. There's not even spark plugs wires in it right now. I pulled all the spark plug wires out. I was going to say, if my 04 has flood mode, probably would have gone bad. I tried in the 05 STI and it definitely did not have flood mode. It was fun though. Compression too low for cold start. It shouldn't. It's like 9-to-1 compression ratio, so the compression shouldn't be any issues with it. Also, verify the firing order is correct for the EG33. It is. I have firing order 100% set up properly. That is cylinders 163254 is the firing order. So all that is luckily set up solid. Hit up Taylor Tooting. I bet he would suggest some things. I'm down to send people emails at this point. You check battery voltage. Battery voltage is good. Another stupid idea is the throttle blade too closed. I mean, that is a possibility, but that shouldn't be an issue right now because even as I go to try to start the car, I'll try feathering the throttle at times to try to get it going, and unfortunately still no luck. Have you attempted to use the EZ30 base map? I have not, but that engine varies significantly in the way it operates versus the EG33. Think of it as an EZ to an FA as an EJ is to an EG. They just don't operate the same. I still think it's the computer timing and also can be sensors not being read. Does it throw codes? See, that's the other weird thing is I get no check engine lights. The only check engine lights that I get is for an error in the reverse switch input because I don't have a reverse switch wired to the gearbox. That's the only thing that I get a check engine light for. The other one I get a warning for is in the idle control target RPM table. Vehicle speed drivetrain sensor is disabled but is being used for a table, but that shouldn't stop the car from starting. That's just for idle purposes. Is it the Halta coil pack? I would order brand new coil packs from them. I already have a new coil pack. It's already in the car. That burnt up one I sent with our new intake manifold out to New York so that way he can do all of the fabrication stuff. But yeah. Has Matt tried to start it? I bet Matt needs to be there to start it. I haven't tried to start it personally, Christian, but I've watched it closely and even put my hand on it during cranking and still no like. Still no like, unfortunately. We just got our merchandise, the 3/4 media tee. Hey, glad it made it. Glad it made it, my friend. I'm starting to get some of the other stuff in for the next drop. I got another EJ25 also for another giveaway. So if you guys did not get entered into the last EJ25 giveaway, keep an eye out for the next drop, and there will be another EJ25 giveaway. I'm trying to get it set up like blown up FA20 case halves, so that way you guys have options. What I mean is use the EZ30R map and edit the parameters and that are different, such as firing order, crank, cam position. I don't know if that would work. It might work. It could work. I don't know on that one. I could try. I mean, it's worth a try at this point. I need some extra cheese. Shock yourself with a spark plug. Sacrifice your nerve endings to the Subaru gods. I've given them enough. I've given them enough sacrifice. They don't need any more sacrifice. What clutch am I using? I have the ACT Mod Twin in the STI. What I mean is, maybe. Crank position sensor has two different readings. One of it meant for reading while the engine is running. Second for starting condition, which takes all three field coils working on sensor and takes 720 degree. Let me look. Let me go back and do ignition system here. All right, so I know the ignition system, the coil pack, trigger systems. This is what we want to look at right now. Trigger systems. So home. Maybe that's not configured right. Home arming voltage. What is home arming voltage? Does anybody know what that one is? I don't know what that one is. I know that's cam. Is cam home? Cam is home, crank is trigger. Right? Or is it the other way around? I think it's the other way around. I don't remember off the top of my head. I have to go look at my cheat sheet again for that one. Cut a hole in the floor and Flintstone it. We could. Probably go faster than we will now. Any chance you're still getting spark, but coils going bad? There's no way though. I mean, it's possible the coils are going bad, but I really don't think so. I've replaced the one bad one, fixed all the wiring on those, and all of those are solid, so I'm not entirely sure yet. You should expect around 160 PSI with a 9-to-1. Anything around 90 PSI could mean it jumped timing possibly, but I'm sure you've checked. Just throwing out ideas. Good ideas. They're good ideas to throw out. Also, Timothy, appreciate the dono, man. Grab a coffee for your stresses, and big up for liking my post the other day. LMAO. Hey, appreciate it, dude. I'm going to go grab a coffee after this. Now you talked me into it. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go do it. When are you starting the part out? We're not. Mark, you think I'm giving up on this thing? No. If anything, I might just take like a week break. I'm going to work on the Evo this week regardless of if I get the EG33 started or not. I want the shop space back. And I want the Evo running. So expect some Evo videos to start trickling in as well. Have you checked all that your wires are going to the coils are the correct colors? I have. After last time, I did verify that one. How are the spark plugs looking? Brand new still. They still look brand new. It's beautiful. Well, it's not beautiful because I'd rather them not look brand new. So I've been told the Haltech isn't really compatible with the EG33. There's no reason that it shouldn't not be compatible with it. It's just a standalone ECU that will make it... It just controls the engine parameters. There's no reason that it shouldn't work. Google Haltech home arming voltage. It may be the ticket. All right, let's do a Google. Haltech home arming voltage. Let's take a look together. Trigger arming voltage, Haltech base knowledge. So the table is used to set up the voltage threshold at which the ECU will start listening for the activation edge on the trigger signal. It is only active when the trigger sensor type is set to reluctor or custom, which we are using a reluctor. We are using reluctor, so that is good. Maybe our trigger arming voltage is off. What do they have? They have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, cool. That doesn't help me at all. The values in this table are used in different ways depending on your configuration. When the trigger sensor type is set to reluctor and the trigger edge is set to falling, that's us! The trigger signal must rise above this table value in order for the ECU to consider the signal as valid. This prevents any noise from falsely creating a trigger event. The signal will be accepted when a valid trigger event will occur when the voltage drops through 0 volts. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. When the trigger sensor type is set to reluctor and is set to rising, that's not us. So we are reluctor falling. We are reluctor falling on the trigger arming voltage for both the home signal and the trigger signal. So the arming voltage on both of these may be wrong. Maybe they're wrong. I'm not 100% sure on that one yet, but maybe they're wrong. Because when I go into this one, and I pull up this table for it, our trigger arming voltage for our trigger and home are both set the same. 0.87 volts for 200 RPM, 1.24 volts, 500 RPM, 2.72 volts, 1000 RPM, 2000 RPM, 3.46 volts, 4000 RPM, 4.94 volts. However, the 500 tab and the 200 tab are both in red. So it's saying that anything... This prevents any false noise, so the trigger signal must rise above this table value in order for the ECU to trigger. So anything above... Oh! Hold up! I'm not saying that this is the problem, but I'm saying that this could be a thing. Because as I try to turn the engine over, the voltage I'm seeing on the crank position sensor is actually... Its average is like 0.064 or 0.64 to 0.72. Which may indicate why I'm only seeing some RPM feedback on the dash when it only jumps above the 0.87 around 200 RPM, which is why I'm not seeing anything around 500 RPM because we're not getting to that voltage. I'm not saying that it's the answer. I'm saying it could, I don't know. See, I don't know. We got the waveforms and everything like that. Reluctor waveform. Woo. Processed waveform. Wait, reluctor sensor falling edge triggered. This would be yes. Falling edge. We're a reluctor sensor falling edge. Process waveform. Reluctor waveform. Why would it be all wonky up, down, up, down, up, down like that? Shouldn't it just be on, off, on, off, on, off since they're teeth? Shouldn't that be it? I don't know. My God, he's done. I haven't done anything, Matt. So you're saying there's a chance. No, I'm not. Tanner, test this out and take us to the garage. I demolished one of my spark plug wires. I literally cut one in half earlier because I got so frustrated with my spark plug wire. So I can't. I can't. The new ones get dropped off tomorrow. That's Jason Bourne. I'm not 100% saying I'm saying that could be attributed to it. Here's the other one I don't know is RPM derivative filter. What is that? What's RPM derivative filter? RPM derivative filter. I totally spelled derivative wrong. Haltech. RPM noise help. I hate these forms. These forms have not helped me with literally anything. GM engine idle. Okay, I don't think that one really applies to us then. Go to the garage right now. I can't. I don't have the spark plug wires anymore. I literally cut one in half to get it out of the engine. I can't. I got new ones showing up tomorrow. It may not be the answer, but it's not the answer. That's right. Why wouldn't my Subaru start? Classic Chrome tabs. Is that one still open? It is. Why won't my Subaru start? I was trying to figure it out. This tab did not help me at all. LOL, that looks like the reading from oscilloscope. That it is. Are you absolutely sure that the plugs are firing? Have you taken a plug out, grounded it? Last time Matt and I did it, no. When I did it earlier, yes. But we will verify again when Matt comes back later. We will try again. You have the right crank trigger settings. It could be wrong teeth setup. You have a 36, 124, 1, or what are you using for cam signal? Ours is the ours is 12 something. Hold on, let me pull it back up. Ours is 12 evenly spaced teeth, so it's 12-1. 12 on the crank, 1 on the cam. That one's good. I know that one is because we deleted. Wait, because I'm only using one crank position sensor. I'm using an EJ25 pump with the 1. So the settings should be set up. The way it's set up right now, it even says for trigger type in the NSP software, it says trigger type Subaru EG33, which I have selected, obviously, because we have an EG33. Trigger on crank, 12 evenly spaced teeth, home on cam, 1 tooth. And then it doesn't give me the option to change the number of teeth, the number of missing teeth. It does give me the option to input the TDC angle, which I have inputted. Quick start, enable, trigger signal is set to reluctor falling edge, home signal reluctor falling edge. So on both of those ones. Maybe the key fob is dead like the tab says. Unfortunately, not the key fob. Key fob works. Must Google more. Well, it would be 12-1 crank. It is 12-1 crank. Yes, the Subaru flat 5. Dude, we got a flat 0 right now. That's 2 crank sensors though. We're only using 1. Number of teeth 60. Number of missing teeth 2. What if I change this? What if I go in here? So we have Subaru EG33, Subaru EJ20, EZ30, EZ36. What if I go all the way back up? Can I set this to like custom? Can I do a custom setup in here? Chrysler, Citroën, Chrysler. I could do none. If I do none, it doesn't even give me the option to change trigger locations or anything like that. Even on Daihatsu, on crank 36 teeth, 1 gap, 2 missing teeth. Opposite is 2. No, I don't have a Daihatsu. I'm sorry. I could do a Ford Coyote, a Cyclone, Subaru. What if I did a Subaru EJ25? Would that work for trigger type? EJ25. EJ25. Trigger on crank, 36 teeth with 1 gap. No, that would not work at all. That would not work at all. Okay, that was a good attempt, though. On crank, 12 evenly spaced teeth, cam, 1. I don't know. You should be able to do a custom setup. It's not giving me an option for a custom setup. Subaru Ultra Flat Pancake Edition. I could go for some pancakes. That actually sounds good. Do you have a clogged fuel filter? We have a brand new fuel filter. It shouldn't be clogged. We're getting a lot of fuel pressure. We have a lot of PSI going through the fuel pressure regulators. I don't think it's a fuel issue on that end. Ask Facebook. That is the worst place to post. Facebook. Just spit on it. Trust me, Anthony, I've already done that, man. I've already done that. Is it cranking but not starting? Just got here. Yes, cranking but not starting. Try a Porsche flat 6. Let me see what they have in here for Porsche. It's actually not a bad idea. They have a lot of 4G63, LMNOP, Porsche. They have a 911 996 and a 928 S4. What is the 996? Nope, that's on crank 60 teeth. That is not us right there, I can tell you that much. EG33. Go back to that one. I legit think the EG33 one is the right one. Okay, make sure you have cam, signal, and NA. You might have a cam pickup or tune. Might be set to wrong trigger time, and make sure you have it set to the right degree and no advance for startup. I don't even know how to... I'm going to be honest. I don't even know how to check that. I know I have cam signal. You might have cam pickup for the tune. Might be able to set to the wrong trigger time, and make sure you have it set at right degree. The degree, the TDC offset angle, that degree, that one's set to 216. I believe that one's right. I'm like 90% sure that one's right. 98% sure that one's right. And no advance for startup. Where do I even look at that? I don't even know. Trigger system? Is that under ignition? Engine functions? What is under engine functions? I think all that's right also. Tanner, message me if you can. It will help you diagnose this easier. Done! Done! I'll shoot you a message after this live stream. I appreciate it. Yes, Subaru EJ trigger will work on EG33 since you were using EJ crank sensor and tooth, wasn't it? No. So I'm still using an EG33 trigger wheel. What we did was we modified it. We removed the teeth on the back of the trigger wheel and welded the teeth from the front to the back so that way it could pick up the appropriate number of teeth and only use one cam position sensor or crank position sensor instead of two. Did you just say Citroën? I did. Now I'm going to be saying that for the rest of the night. Thanks. You're welcome, Matt. Anytime, dude. Hey, Tanner, I think it might be good to reach out to the Skid Factory, a.k.a. Turbo Yoda. See, it's difficult to get a hold of them, though. That's, like, a lot of people, like, reach out to this person and reach out to that person. Like, it would be fantastic if they helped, but getting a hold of these people is impossible. Like, I can't get a hold of them. You have to select generic multi-teeth or missing tooth. Senor David, that is not an option, my friend. That is not an option. Boop. It's not even in here as an option. Yes, this is not the option, David. This is not the option. Timothy. Once the car runs, you will have to use a timing light to check timing and adjust the TDC offset if indeed. I can do that. I just want to get it started first. Subaru's idle air control is famously weak and slow. Also have a vacuum leak. I don't have an idle air control valve because we have an electronically controlled throttle body. So the ECU does all that. Is 30 PSI of oil when priming cool to start up after a rebuild? I just pop up. What I normally do is pop off the feed line to the turbo. Get oil coming out of that. You'll see oil pressure jump up when the car's actually running. If you see low oil pressure when you first start the car, I'll obviously immediately turn it off. But that's normally how I do it. Pop off the oil feed line, get oil coming out of that, and then try to start the car. Hello, I just finished watching your tools for working on Subaru, but I realized it was 2 years ago. Is it still good or is it outdated? Still good. Those are like, you can do a ton with those tools. Did someone say TDC degree timing, like degrees between top dead center on each cylinder? I don't know. Have you tried turning it on and off again? I have tried that one. Smeed D. Yeah. What up, VJ? VJ. What up? I smell a collab with Smeedy and Skid Factory. Would they be willing to help us? Would they? It'll be worth the wait, though. Tanner's reaction will be priceless. I just want to hear it start. I just want to hear it start at this point. With no IACV, throttle being fully closed may be an issue. But the thing is I'm manually keeping the throttle open as we go to start it. So I'm typically like between 20 and 30% is what I'm keeping the throttle open to as we are trying to start it. Nothing yet. Bader's famous for staying up late. Maybe give him a call. I shot him a message earlier. Bader's the one who built the tune that we've been playing with. Yes, I shot him a message earlier. Oh, go back to OEM fuel injectors. That's not even an option, Senor Oscar. I would love to see you, Matt, and Bader on a video problem solving. What a good time that would be. That would be a good time. Did I put it in rice? Should I have? I haven't thought of that one yet. No, I haven't tried putting it in rice. Maybe I should just try filling it with rice. But when you go back to the garage, check to see if you have crank signal and see what the ECU is picking up at what degree. You might have the wrong time One ECU is reading for the EJ25 instead of the EJ33. Now, I know it's set to EG33 in here, but whenever you go back to the garage, check to see if you have crank signal. I verified that and see what the ECU is picking up at what degree. I don't know how to do that. You might have wrong time. Ooh, typo. I know it's getting information back. I know that much. So it has fuel spark and compression, I'm assuming. I heard you say modified teeth. Have you tried using an OE gear? We can't use an OE gear. So what we have with ours, so if you move the teeth, it might not be reading and now affect the front teeth. There are no more front teeth. So the front teeth are the back teeth and the back teeth are the front teeth. They're all one tooth now. And the whole reason we push the teeth back is so that way the crank position sensor on the oil pump can read position of the crank. And it reads. It does work. It does work. Because we're picking up an RPM signal in the ECU. If the ECU wasn't picking up an RPM signal, I would immediately think that it's something crankshaft or crank position sensor related. But because the ECU is picking up actual RPM of the engine, and I can visually see that it's picking up signal, I don't think it's that, but I don't know. Are you sure the drive-by-wire throttle body has power and it's been moving, the engine is running? Yeah, I'm 100% sure. I am 110% sure that the throttle body works. I've had multiple people come out and visually watch the throttle body as I was calibrating it. It's 100% calibrated properly. When I'm 0%, it's 0%. When I'm 100%, it's 100%. If it's set to pick up EG33, wouldn't it be looking for 2 signals off of the crank? I don't think so. I think it would still be looking for 1. Because it's just looking for 12 evenly spaced teeth, which it has, which it should be picking up. That's all that the crank position sensor is looking for, is 12 evenly spaced teeth, which it is seeing. It sees that. It's just, I don't know. What about trying to talk to Steve? I'm not trying to blow up every single tuner's inbox or emails with my problems. They're busy. They're all super busy people, so I'm trying not to bother people. So I don't know. Not yet. I haven't, no. The ECU will say timing is set to start, but if the car is set, let's say 15 degrees at top dead center, the ECU might be picking up a 0 degree. Try to turn off all of these startup advancements. But just message. I will shoot you a message because I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what I'm looking for in the software. Are the teeth from the starter slipping somehow? I know they are not. Luckily, they are not. Yeah, I thought the EG33 had 2 crank sensors. It does have 2 crank sensors. However, in the software, it's only looking for one of them right now. It's only looking for the 12 tooth crank sensor. It doesn't care about the other crank sensor. So that again, you cut and rewelded the teeth to go from one of the 2 sensors, so that could be your issue right there. No. So say that again. So I don't have. Maybe I can pull a picture of this. Hold up. EG33 crank sprocket. I will show you. I will show you the way. Let me show you the way. If I can find a picture of one. Dude, finding like any... Ah, ha, ha, ha! I found it. Is this it? That's it. All right, cool. That's it right here. So this is a... My face is right in the way. Hold up. So this is an EG33 stock crankshaft sensor. Or stock crankshaft position sensor. Now, if you look... Your timing looks off there, bud. Alright, so right here, if you look here, these back teeth on here, which my face is right in the way again. Why can I not put this in a good spot? The back teeth we cut off. Those are gone. Now, if you look up here on the top of the oil pump, you'll see that there is a spot for 2 crank position sensors. I don't know why my mouse is like all over the place. There's these 2 spots for crank position sensors right here. This one right here is actually the only one we have left. This one that's off to the side is gone at this point. All of these front teeth right here are now extended to the back of the crank position, or to the back of the crank trigger. And that new single sensor now is only looking for these teeth. That's all that the software cares about for the trigger system, for the crank position. And it's picking up all of those teeth. And they're all the same size. They're all evenly spaced. They're all in the same setup. So these back teeth, the ECU isn't looking for those anymore. The stock ECU would be looking for those, but ours is not. If that makes sense. Does the visual help? I feel like the visual may have helped a little bit. I can close out of that picture. I don't need that picture up anymore. What if you have top dead center set to exactly 360 degrees wrong? It's possible. Let's see. EG33, top dead center. I don't think it is because the other people's that I've referenced or cross-referenced are same as ours. TDC offset angle. If I can type. EG33 trigger settings. This is from 20. This is an old form. I suppose these Cyvex also need some sort of trigger setup as far as I know. They all use a 12-tooth crank wheel, 1-tooth cam wheel, and set up a TDC, make sure ignition able, EG33 my classic, I've used the front crank sensor as trigger 1, multi-tooth 12, and the cam sensor as trigger 2 with no sync mode selected. Sound okay? Attach the screenshot. Well, I can't see your screenshot anymore there, bud. This is also an old forum. TDC offset angle. Hi, guys. What is the easiest way to set your TDC offset angle? I have direct fire coils, coil pack for each cylinder, no timing markup on crank pulley. What engine? Give me more info. Assuming this is for 4-cylinder 1342. Firing order: remove number 1 cylinder spark plug. Bring piston at top dead center at the phase of air fuel mixture compression. Make alignment marks on the pulley. Oh, it's an Audi V8 4.2 liter. Ooh, you guys! I just realized you guys can even see that. TDC might be way off, like 180 degrees, but see all of the other EG33. If I can pull this back up, actually. I have it right here. 216 degrees right here. Bam. Face is right in the way again. Boom, right down there. Trigger type. This is multi-tooth 24-in-1. We're a 12-in-1, though, and we have it set up as 12-in-1. But trigger angle, 216 degrees, which it should be 216 degrees. This is where all the confusing stuff. It has exhaust fluid in it, yes. TDC might be way off. Have you checked the flux capacitor? Yes, I have. On an oscilloscope, we'll pick up any teeth that are broken when testing the crank or whatever you're testing. I need to get an oscilloscope. I just can't afford an oscilloscope right now. Just give it the sauce, Tanner. What are you? I'm trying, Mark. I'm trying, dude. I'm trying, man. Part out. Get out of here with the part outs. I'm so glad we have all this big brain energy up in here right now. Make me wonder though, if trigger is set to default EG33, is it thinking it has 2? It shouldn't, because we have 12 teeth. There's 12 teeth on the actual crank position sensor, and the ECU is looking for 12 teeth. So I don't think that back set of teeth, it's looking for any of that. I don't think it's looking for any of it. I don't know. I wish I could get mine to pull up where it says trigger type multi-tooth 24-in-1, but I don't even see that in here. Multi-tooth. I don't even know why I'd want it as 24-in-1. Mitsubishi 6G75. What is that? That sounds like a fun engine. Like, I don't even have a multi-tooth option like that. I have none, and then I have all of these car configurations. Dodge Viper. Hey, Matt, if you're still in here, they do have a configuration for the SRT4. If you were curious, I don't think you are, but if you are, they do have it. Ah, it's in the software. Holy crap, first time online during a live stream. Let's go. What up, Boosted? It may not be 216 degrees because the front teeth and back teeth aren't exact line up. Could have been off by a small amount. I don't think so. I don't think it is. Like, everything is like, it's straight back, which is, this is how everybody does these trigger teeth, which is what's like throwing me off on this. I don't know. What was that? What did I just see right there? Hold up. Scroll back up. Oh, that's GM General. Oh! Oh, generic. Standard no home. Standard half cycle sink. Single tooth home. Multi-tooth. Generic multi-tooth single tooth home. Oh. What have I just found? What have I just found? Stop. Go back. Go back. Yep. Scroll back that way. Let me move you back. So number of teeth, 12. 12. Let me change that to a 12. 12. 12. Oh, don't you do this to me. Ooh, hoo, hoo. You guys, I think I may have just found something out here. I am going to go... Fuck, I can't even try this because I just demolished one of my spark plug wires. Why did I do that? Why? I don't even know why I did that. The next engine swap we do is going to be something that's a more popular engine. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a more popular engine. Yeah, David, it was called generic. It was generic multi-tooth, single-tooth home. I think he might have figured it out. I don't think I figured it out. You have found the generic section. We have found the generic section. We're making progress here. I told you. It was the crank signal. LOL. Ravenjaw, appreciate the dono. Been too long since someone kicked in some coin. Can we discuss the upcoming merch drop? You guys want a small sample of one of the new jet tags? I can definitely show you guys a small sample of one of the new jet tags if you guys want to see that. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be dope. Altec has an oscilloscope function built in. They only have the oscilloscope function built into the Nexus. I don't have the Nexus. Software is up to date. However, boom! Okay, we got generic multi-tooth, single-tooth home. So I think that honestly could have been the entire problem. That could have been the entire issue. I still can't try to start it till tomorrow. Because I don't have the new spark plug wires. Those get dropped off tomorrow from Amazon. Take a wire from another car. I can't. I don't. There's none that's long enough. My wires for that car are 20 inches long. Unless Matt and I can work something up later, which we might be able to do. I am going to try this generic multi-tooth count. I will try the multi-tooth count one. We'll try that one. You can still try it. Just ground that one wire and have one dead cylinder. I don't want to though. That's the thing. Like if I'm gonna go to getting the spark plug wires in that engine is such a pain. It's such a pain in the ass to do because it's the turbos, right? You have to go under the car to get three. You have to go under the car to get the passenger side ones in. You have to do the other ones on the driver's side. So I don't know. I do think that it could have definitely been like if you go into the software here under trigger type, generic multi-tooth, single tooth home. I genuinely think that's probably what it should have been set up at this entire freaking time. Tooth offset. I think I need to change that. We don't have 60 teeth. We have 12. 12. Well, that's updated. Now it's trying to connect to the car because I just made a major change and there's obviously no connection there. Get this little sucker running. Matt, what do you think we've been trying? Matt, I still want to pull the fuel rails and try turning it over to see if we're getting fuel. Use speaker wire aux cord to make a temporary plug. The problem is I don't have any more terminals. That's the problem. Bet your Glade I start that conversation up now, but if you don't work, I can maybe remote tune or modify the setting remotely. Bet your Glade I start that conversation up now. I mean, I'm down for it. I mean, this is my full-time gig, so I'm free 24/7 to go do this stuff. 24 I'm down. I want to hear this little beezy start. Aaron, appreciate the dono by the way, my friend. You will need to measure how much the teeth are separated. They are tooth offset 15 degrees right there because I know Kevin has the exact same setup for the trigger as I do. Exact same. 100% get a hard body next. Square body. Let's do a square body. Let's do a square body with a fun swap. Do you have any regrets going this route after the money and time spent on it? Are you still fully committed? I'm still fully committed, my friend. I'm still fully committed. There's no going back now. What intake temp is it reading? Well, right now I don't know. Probably cold because it's cold as all hell outside. So probably cold. I'd say cold. Fingers crossed. Hope that's it. Same. 2 rotation, 720 degrees. May need to have it 24 teeth. You're right. I'm going to change that back to 24. You are correct. Thank you for correcting me on that one. I just changed it to 20 / No, let's do that. It's 24. All right. Now it's set up as 24. You're right. You're right on that one because 2 rotate. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry, my phone does not autocorrect. My screw up. Haha! My wife just died laughing when she heard you read my text. Dude, I tried. I'll fully commit trying to read some of these. Got spark, got fuel? I know we got fuel. Do we got spark? I think. Well, not anymore we don't because I ripped off all... I ripped off all the spark plug wires. Oh, I ripped them all off! It's alright, though. It's alright, though. Amazon will drop off the new ones tomorrow. Matt and I may try to get those ones that I have out of the car back in the car. We can make something work in the meantime. So glad I've been here for the biggest breakthrough on this. See, this is some big brain energy that we have all got going on right now. Big brain stuff. I wouldn't have figured out the generic multi-tooth thing just staring at this by myself. Because here's the thing. Whenever I'm troubleshooting and I get stuck on something, I get in this circle. And I just go in this circle of the exact same thing over and over and over again. But see, now we got the big brain stuff. Just use your arms and legs for coil wires. It won't hurt that bad, right? NSP software has built-in oscilloscope. Use that to find your trigger arming voltage. Can I do that? Where in the software do I go to find that? Where do I get to the oscilloscope functions? Is it... Hold up. I have a feeling it's probably under something like tools, isn't it? Tools. Tools. Oscilloscope! Oh! There it is! What? Dude. That's what I'm saying right here. This is a big brain stuff. Big brain stuff. Because the oscilloscope will show the waveforms from these sensors. Now I just need to figure out how to select what sensor I want to look at. Which I'm pretty sure I can just select what sensor I want to look at. Why do you hate wires so much? What did they ever do to you? Everything, dude. They drove me insane. Bing bong! We got the oscilloscope. And look at that. Look at these breakthroughs. We're doing all this stuff. I think Tuning Yoda and Turbo Yoda both approve the firmware updates. I just have to learn the firmware updates. That's the big thing. Tool, great bandsaw. Then lived last month. Tool, great band. Saw them last month. Oh yeah, they were fantastic. Tool's awesome. I like me some Tool. To the garage, boyos. I'm about to go back out there. I'll probably do an Instagram live stream later tonight at around like 10 o'clock if anybody gets bored and wants to jump in there. Cam and crank. I will pull both of those up on the oscilloscope as we're trying to crank the car over so that way I can see what each one is doing. I don't mean to be blowing the speakers. I apologize. There's a whole lot of excitement there. I am sorry. It's 11 p.m. and there's a man screaming on my phone. I do apologize. You can't run it with 5 spark plug wires for initial start. You can. Yeah, I know I can, but I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't want to. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll cobble something together to make it all work. Fucking wires. I hate wires. I'm so over it. You know what the worst part is? I have to do all of this again with the Evo. At least with the Evo, I can download a base map to get it going again. That was another reason why I bought this tuning computer, so when we go to the shop and I have to tune the Evo, I can just use this. This is fun. This is cool. It comes with a pen. Who doesn't like pens? And first start, or when you first started, or when you go to try to go ahead and turn on logging, so we can see where you're firing at. Logging. I will log all of it. I am going to log so many things. I really hope this fixes the problem, you guys. I genuinely really hope it does. What time is it there? It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 p.m., but the night is young, because I normally don't go to bed till like 2:30 or 3 anyways. You don't even have to run it. Just see if it fires, then cut it off. I mean, that is a good idea. We could do that. My Evo fired up first try on the base map. I'm starting on the Evo this week, regardless of whatever happens with the Subaru. I think I said that earlier. I want the Evo running again. Well, I don't want it running again because I technically haven't had it running myself. I just want to have a running Evo, if that makes sense. I love this. Also, just got my speed day beating for my B-Day and loving it. Hey, I'm about it. I would say you're better off waiting for the start until you have all the cylinders able to fire. That's what I'm saying. It's just tomorrow. Unless I can make another spark plug wire tonight. If I have the stuff to make the spark plug wire tonight, I'll make another wire tonight because I do have some spare wire. Yeah. Tear it down the street. Start over. Nope. You're almost there, Haas. The last steps are near. This is like the worst. I think the 6-cylinder engine should have a firing event every 120 degrees. 720 over 6. Should it be every 20? Should it be every 120? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna have to play some more stuff. I don't know. What do you think the problem is? Just came in. Trigger type configuration. Don't use EG33. That could be one of them. So I'm using a generic multi-tooth now. We found the oscilloscope functions. We found a whole bunch of stuff. We've learned a ton. We've learned a lot of stuff. Bro, your B-Day is on Tuesday? Whose birthday is on Tuesday? Whose birthday on Tuesday? Are you still thinking of a meet on the 25th? Yes, that's this Friday, right? Yes, I am. I was going to put out the details for the meet tomorrow. If anybody local does want to go to the mini car meet that we'll be doing Friday, details will be out tomorrow on that. Have you thanked God for today yet? Not yet, because he's been against me today. For data logging is your best friend, and first time starts so you can see your full scale of everything, where your injector timing is and the spark timing, and then you can share that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I really hope this is it. Give Volkswagen another chance. Sound Central. The GTI is outside. I was mopping around in the GTI yesterday. I actually made a TikTok about the GTI yesterday because GTI stresses me out. Every time I drive the GTI, there's this little snowflake light that comes on, and it makes this ding noise, and it's the same ding noise as the EPC light and the check engine light, and every time it gets cold outside, it gives me anxiety. That car scares me. It was on the 18th last Friday. Well, happy late birthday, Camden. It's the 75-25 rule. It takes 25% of total time to finish 75% of the work, and it takes 75% of the time to do the past 25% of the work. Dude, it's true. The last little bit of trying to get this thing started is insane. Is your manifold back yet? So our temporary manifold is back that I'm going to be using for first start and things like that. The permanent intake manifold is arriving to our location in New York on Friday, and then that one will get modified, sent back to us, and then it'll be a permanent manifold. Also, Tag, appreciate the dono, dude. Hey, sir, just got my first Subi 2019 STI last week. Congrats, my man. Loving it so far. Already got a Tomei exhaust and a Cobb airbox and access port. Next month, going full bolt-on Pro Tune. Love your content. Hey, appreciate it, my dude. Congrats on the car, man. Hopefully it's treating you well. It's noon in my place now. I wish. I just want it to be warmer here, man. It's supposed to be like 18 degrees tonight. It's going to be cold. What wheels are going on the BRZ? I do not know quite yet. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of want to do another set of work motions on there, but I was told it might be a little weird. Hey, APM over there, go down to the garage and call the Oz Haltech guy directly to Scott for troubleshoot via phone. Can I do that? I don't know if I have international calling. I don't know. I'm so sad my hoodie doesn't fit. I'm a sad boy. Kyle, I told you what we doing, man. I told you I got you on that one. I told you, my friend. All right. I'm gonna jump off, you guys. I'm gonna go heat up the garage. So when Matt gets back, we can start trying to troubleshoot this stuff even more and maybe get it started tonight. So with that, I appreciate everyone's big brain energy coming in here, tossing some ideas in and whatnot. I will keep everyone updated. I don't think there's going to be a video out tomorrow. I do apologize. That really depends on how much work we get done tonight. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not entirely sure yet. So appreciate all the donos. Appreciate everyone swinging through. I will keep everybody up to date on the situation. We have found a lot of fun stuff out about the software that could potentially fix our problem. So with that, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your guys' Tuesday night. I'm going to go troubleshoot this issue some more, and we will figure this out. So with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Happy Taco Tuesday, by the way. So peace out, homies. Woo! And then it's the awkward moment where everybody stares at me as I go to find the end stream button and I just vanish and I just disappear like Tapatio.